dear. And they're off for the watch off the fence on attheraces.com Mares Novices Hurdle. Approaching the first of 11 flights in their near 3-mile journey. Lilith in the light blue leads another ex-British pointer, Geo's Girl, down to the first. You're Sexy and You Know It, racing with a rather low head carriage on the outside. Wouldubewell's going the inside route and had a share of second, jumping the first, as did Simply Supreme, who's now being settled at the rear of the field. So Lilith from Geo's Girl, Wouldubewell, You're Sexy and You Know It, and Simply Supreme as they gallop up to pass the stands with 2 full circuits ahead of them, turning left-handed. Lilith and Aidan Coleman leading Geo's Girl and James Best round the first turn. Wouldubewell under Tom Bellamy in third. You're Sexy and You Know It, Ben Post out wide of Simply Supreme. First of 2 hurdles in the back straight will be their second all told. Lilith continues to show the way to Geo's Girl, Wouldubewell on her inside. Then You're Sexy and You Know It and Simply Supreme as they jump the second, which they were all fluent at. Lilith touching down in front of Geo's Girl and You're Sexy and You Know It, now sharing second. Wouldubewell on their inside, a very close fourth. And Simply Supreme, who's just having to be cajoled along, is 4 lengths last of the 5 as they rise at flight number 3. Lilith from Geo's Girl, Wouldubewell and You're Sexy and You Know It. And finally, Simply Supreme as they breast the rise over on the far side and continue their journey to the end of the back straight. Led by Lilith, who leads Geo's Girl by just over a length as they prepare to swing left-handed and come down the hill. You're Sexy and You Know It, racing on the wide outside. Wouldubewell stuck to the inner. And Simply Supreme, who hasn't travelled especially well on the first circuit, continues to bring up the rear. So on the descent to the home straight, Lilith continues to show the way, now a couple of lengths ahead of Geo's Girl, who's a length up on Wouldubewell and You're Sexy and You Know It. And James Davis not happy on Simply Supreme, continues in the rear as they come to jump the first up the home straight. Lilith from Wouldubewell jumping through on the inside to join Geo's Girl in a share of second. They're racing just in front of You're Sexy and You Know It, and finally Simply Supreme over the middle flight up the home straight. Lilith got in rather deep to that flight. You're Sexy and You Know It took it fluently, moved second in front of Wouldubewell and Geo's Girl, and Simply Supreme just isn't travelling and is 3 lengths off the back of them, having gone just over a circuit. They're approaching flight number 6. It's Lilith who leads them into it, with 3 of them vying for second in behind. Geo's Girl in the centre, You're Sexy and You Know It, who came out of the hurdle just in second, and Wouldubewell on the inside, and James Davis has now pulled the persuader on Simply Supreme, who's been driven hard to stay in touch, having raced in last for much of the journey so far. Lilith leads them out of the home straight for a second time, with 3 of them in line behind her, a length and a half adrift. Wouldubewell, Geo's Girl, and You're Sexy and You Know It. And Simply Supreme continues to be driven along in the rear to stay in touch as they approach the first of the 2 hurdles down the far side. Flight number 7 will be their next jumping test. Lilith by 2 from Geo's Girl and Wouldubewell. You're Sexy and You Know It now dropping off the second and third in company with Simply Supreme, who jumped past You're Sexy and You Know It at the 7th flight. Heading on to the next, Geo's Girl moving alongside Lilith, with Wouldubewell a couple of lengths adrift of them, 3 lengths to Simply Supreme, who's now a clear 4th. You're Sexy and You Know It dropping out of contention quickly. Over the last on the far side, Geo's Girl picked up in front of Lilith, who led them to that point. Wouldubewell tracks them as they head over the rise in the back straight, and they're now 8 lengths clear of Simply Supreme, who in turn has gone away from You're Sexy and You Know It. So heading towards the end of the back straight, It's Lilith and Geo's Girl, stalked by Would You Be Well, with Simply Supreme closing in on the leading quartet, but hard ridden to do so. She's got to within 6 lengths of the leading trio. Your Sexy and You Know It is becoming increasingly remote, and the leading trio are on the approach to the home straight. Lilith on the inside of Geo's Girl. Would You Be Well a length and a half off them in third. Simply Supreme has cracked now, 10 lengths behind, turning into the home straight, and then the tailed off Your Sexy and You Know It. Coming to jump 3 from home, it was Geo's Girl who picked up in front, now moves on by just over a length to Lilith and Would You Be Well as they clear away from Simply Supreme. Geo's Girl from Would You Be Well, who jumps the second last, a length and a half down in second. Long-time leader Lilith looks held in third. Simply Supreme and Your Sexy and You Know It are still jumping as Would You Be Well is ridden to challenge Geo's Girl on their way between the last 2 flights of hurdles. They're drawing away from Lilith, who can do no more. The other 2 are tailed off as Would You Be Well comes into the wings of the final flight, having headed Geo's Girl, who is rather short of room, as Would You Be Well is hanging left-handed on the running. Geo's Girl is a length and a half down. Would You Be Well with the advantage, heading inside the final 100 yards. Geo's Girl is renewing her challenge on the outside of Would You Be Well into the final few strides. Would You Be Well holds on to beat Geo's Girl by 3/4 of a length. They came a long way clear of Lilith, who in turn has finished miles ahead of Simply Supreme, and finally Your Sexy and You Know It.